Today we are going to be doing lesson 5.2, and you're going to need to have your red and yellow counters for today. We're starting on page 237, and we're doing addition put together today. And our essential question is, how can you show addition as putting together? So listen to the addition word problem. Place red and yellow counters in the 10 frame just like they have it up here. So make your counters match what they put there. So let's look. We have the first full row filled up, so that means we know that there is 5. And then we can count on from there. How many yellows do we have? We have 5, 6. So we have 6 yellows, so let's trace that 6. And this symbol right here is the first time we've used this. Up above it shows us the word for what this symbol is called. It's plus. Plus. This is the plus sign. That means whatever's in front of it and whatever is behind it on both sides we're going to put together to figure out how many there are all together. So if we have 6 yellows plus, say plus with me, plus 1 red, down here we have to put the 6 and the 1 together to see how many we have. So if we know we have 6 and we count on for one more, it'd be 6, 7. So trace the numbers and then write the number 7 to show that's how many in all. That's a way to say like how many are all together or how many in all. You might hear me say it both different ways. Ooh, flip to the next side. Oh, I forgot to clear my counters. So now I'd like you to put some counters on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 red counters, and you see that there's a 7 there, so they're showing us that part too. Listen to the word problem. So we have 7 red counters. Now we're going to place yellow counters to model the sets that are put together, So it showed us we had 7. How many do we have to add? 2. 1, 2. So this is where some friends sometimes get confused because this symbol is called the plus sign. It's the plus, but it means to add together. So it means we're adding what's before it together to what's after it. So if we have 7 and we write that number there, 7, to show how many reds we have, 7 plus 2 is, if we have 7 and count on 2 more, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to have to write a 9 down there. Once you get that, say this with me. 7 plus 2 is 9. Let's do it again. 7 plus 2 is 9. Very good. Flip to the next page here. Place counters in the 10 frame to model the sets that are put together. So that just means that now they're not giving them to us. We have to do it from just the numbers. So how many reds do we put in there? We're going to be doing reds first. Unless it tells us to do yellow first, we always do red first. So how many reds? 2. So put your 2 reds there, and we're going to write the number 2. And then we have this sign. What is this called again? plus, the plus sign. Trace that plus sign. And that plus sign means we're going to be adding or putting them together. So we have 2 plus how many? How many yellows do we have to put up there? That is an 8. So let's add 8 yellows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you see, I didn't just make 8. I had to add, or I had to give 8 more. So if we have 2, and then we did 8, we have to write our 8 here on the line. Then how many do we have altogether? We could count them, or we could just look here and know that full 10 frame is completely full. So that means we have 10. That's why it's important to put 1 counter in each square, because if we went like this and we had some extras in there, that would not match our numbers. So they each are in their own square. You may clear your board, and let's say this once together before we move on to the next page. 2 plus 8 is 10. One more time. 2 plus 8 is 10. So listen to this story problem. 4 red apples and 2 green apples are on the table. Write the numbers and trace the symbol to show the apples being put together. So remember, this plus sign means to put together. So we have to break that word problem. We have to use what you're hearing in the directions, the words, to write our numbers. So there's 4 red apples. 4 red apples. So the first number goes here. 4 red apples and 2 green apples are on the table. So what's the next number I said? 2. So you do not have to do this, but I'm going to show you. Pretend this is my table there. And it says we have 4 red apples and 2 green apples are on the table. We wrote the numbers. Now let's trace the symbol. What's the symbol called again? What is the name of this sign? That's a clue. Plus sign. So now we're going to take the 2 numbers on each side of the plus sign and put them together, or add them together, to see how many we have all together. How many we have in all. So we could count on and say 4, 5, 6. Or you can draw a picture and see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So write that number on the line. And then we're going to say this together. 4 plus 2 is 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. You could also say 4 apples plus 2 more apples is 6 apples. You can use the word problem, the model, in your answer. All right, for your homework page today, it says Roy has 3 yellow counters. Excuse me. Okay, Ray has 3 yellow counters and 5 red counters. How many counters does he have in all? So use your counters in the 10 frame to model the set that you're going to put together. Y is for yellow, R is for red. And then you're going to write the numbers and trace the symbol. Here, they're showing you a different way to say it. This is still called the plus sign, but how when we were saying it before, 3 and 5 is, that's just another way to read it. It's still the same sign called the plus sign. So write the number to show how many in all. So you're going to have to write the number there, trace that plus sign, write the number there that matches, and then how many in all. And then on the back, what number is shown, or sorry, what numbers show the set that are put together. So see how some are shaded? That's the first number, and then how many are just the circle? That's the second number to show. And then for number 2, you're just going to count the dots and write the number underneath. Begin with 6. Write the numbers in order as you count forward. So you can see here that in the 10 frame, they started with 5 and 1 more, so 6. 1 more after that is 7, 8, 9, 10, and it matches the 10 frame counting in order. For number 3 down here, Paul has a number of counters 2 less than 7. Draw the counters in the 10 frame and write the number. Remember, less than means you're going to be taking some away. So if you want to draw that number, I'm giving you a hint here, you're going to draw that number he had. So Paul has a number of counters 2 less than 7. So one way you can do it is you can draw 7 counters and then take away those 2 because it's 2 less. You can cross those out, and that will help you figure out how many counters Paul has. All right, awesome. Send me the picture of your practice homework page and your lesson check, and have a fabulous day.